go ahead and jump into movies. One of the main things we like to talk about on the podcast. We have a lot of movies from 2020 that got moved back to 2021. And obviously a lot of movies that were already scheduled in 2021. So it's honestly 2 years of films packed into 1 year. I mean, I know some stuff that was originally supposed to come out this year got moved back to 2022, but there's a lot of movies coming out this year, and we're excited to talk about all of them. We're going to have tons of covers throughout the year, but we're going to be giving our top 10 most anticipated movies. So, Mo, you want to go ahead and start off with your honorable mentions?
Okay, so for our honorable mentions, I've got Morbius, which is the movie. It's in the Marvel Sony kind of clash there, and then I also got Shang-Chi, which is another Marvel movie that's coming out. I'm really excited for that one. Godzilla versus Kong, and then I also got, and then a couple of these that are in my honorable mentions. They could be higher on my list, but I don't think they're going to be coming out in 2021. They just say that they were scheduled for 2021. I guarantee they are not going to be coming out in 2021. But The Matrix 4, and I'm also putting Spider-Man 3 down. That's not going to come out in 2021. I don't think it'll. I think it'll come out 2022. There's just too much movement going around in the series right now. And then I think that kind of rounds out. Wait, one more. And then I also wanted to give a shout out to just barely almost cracking it, the Snyder cut of Justice League.
All right.
Which I'm anticipating. All right.
So
do you want me to go ahead and give my number 10?
Yeah.
Or are we doing?
Let's do, since this is one of those 10 lists, kind of like how we've done in the past. Let's do 10 through 6 kind of quick, and then 5 through 1 we can give more thoughts on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my number 10 is Venom 2, also called Venom Let There Be Carnage. We kind of figured out what was going to happen after the end credit scene of Venom, and I'm actually pretty anticipating it because Carnage, he's played by Woody Harrelson.
I was just about to ask you who plays him because I remember it being some prominent actor.
So I'm excited for that. My number 9 is I'm putting this up there. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Scheduled to come out 2021. Looks good. Joe and I are big Conjuring fans. They've kind of been up and down lately, but I really think the Conjuring movies, the first 2 were really good. So I think this one could be really good. My number 8 is Coming to America. Joe and I really love the first Coming to America, and I'm excited to see what they do with this one. My number 7, I'm on 7, right?
Yes.
My number 7 is, I'm putting this one here because I don't know if it's going to come out, but I think it's a strong possibility, but Mission Impossible 7. They've hit every single Mission Impossible movie, and they've gotten better and better. So I'm super excited, and obviously to see Tom Cruise come back again is ridiculous at his age. And then my number 6 is A Quiet Place 2, part 2.
All right. I like that list. My honorable mentions are very similar to yours. One that's not an honorable mention, but I do want to say that Morbius movie, I kind of forgot about it until I was looking at movies, like list of movies that are coming out this year or that are supposed to. And I really liked the first trailer we got with Jared Leto, so that's like right outside my, not a technical honorable mention, but I guess sort of an honorable mention. But my honorable mentions are Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Similar to you, I'm just excited for a different MCU movie. Godzilla vs. Kong, obviously huge blockbuster. Free Guy, one you didn't mention. Ryan Reynolds.
That one looks really good too.
Looks like a hilarious comedy movie, like kind of video game real world stuff going on. Looks interesting and hilarious. And then I recognize this probably won't come out this year because of kind of like you said, there's some stuff that's probably going to get pushed, but they just haven't said it yet because there's just so much. But the Suicide Squad is technically still 2021. I don't think that's coming out this year, but that's an honorable mention for me. The James Gunn Suicide Squad movie. So, number 10 is Marvel's Eternals. Just looks very similar to how I'm excited for Shang-Chi. I'm excited for these different Marvel projects. WandaVision's also coming out. That's something I'm anticipating, which I'll get into more of that. I've got some TV shows to talk about later in the podcast. But looking forward to the future of the MCU. Number 9, this might surprise some, but Uncharted. Don't know if it'll come out this year, but based on movie based on the amazing video game Uncharted, and Tom Holland is starring as Nathan Drake, the main character. So I think that's going to be very interesting. Now, like some of these other things, I think that might get pushed to next year, but who knows? And honestly, if I see a trailer, my anticipation might go up for that. They've showed like a few stills, like pictures, and I'm getting Indiana Jones vibes. So really looking forward to Uncharted. Number 8 is Spider-Man 3. I don't know if it'll come out this year. I'm going to be honest. I have my doubts about Spider-Man 3 because I feel like they might be going for too much. And I know that you disagree with me, but I wasn't the biggest fan of Far From Home. And so I like Homecoming a lot more. I feel like Far From Home was kind of mid to lower tier MCU in my opinion. But again, still anticipating that. And then Black Widow is my number 7. Like they should have just dropped it on Disney Plus by now, but I'm still really excited to watch it. Should be really good. And then my number 6 is A Quiet Place 2. The way the first one ends, I mean they have to pick up right where I left off because she's like in the bathtub. Remember? And then she cocks the gun, right?
No.
Am I remembering right? No, I'm not. Dang it! When did that movie come out? 2017. Then yeah. Give me the horror.
Parts of the movie.
No, but I thought it ended with her in the bathtub.
No. So
Okay.
she was in the bathtub at one point. Good job at remembering that. But it
I
ended
thought that was
with
the ending.
she cocked back the gun in the shock. It was a
Right.
shotgun with her daughter. And
When the monster was
were-
coming in.
yes, but it
Okay.
wasn't in the bathroom. They were in the basement. Remember?
Okay.
And they figured out their weakness. The
That's
monster's
right.
weakness.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. That was earlier not earlier in the movie, but there was still like 15, 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
20, 25 minutes left when that was in the bathroom scene. But.
Super excited for that movie. So what's your number 5?
So after going back through my list here, I noticed, and you can hit that the button, but I actually had one of those honorable mentions as my number 10, so I have 4, my top 4. So you can go ahead and list your number 5.
Oh, you put one twice on there? That's all right.
It's because I didn't put them all in chronological order, so
That's all right. That's all right. My number 5 is Space Jam 2. Yo, who doesn't love the original Space Jam? Not many people. I watched it for the first time years ago and thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll be honest, it didn't age quite as well in my opinion, but it's still obviously a classic. It is still a great movie. And second one is going to be starring LeBron. This movie's been in development for years. Like, honestly, since LeBron was in Miami, I think they've been talking about this movie. Or even like before he went to Miami. So this has been years and years in the making. And it's slated to come out this summer, in July, I believe. Will it come out? It might get pushed back, because it is a Warner Brothers project, and we haven't even got a trailer yet. But I'm still super excited for it, and if it comes out, I am hyped for it. So Space Jam 2 is my number 5.
Okay, I'll mention that real quickly. I'll just use that as my 5. It's not my number 5, but it's I kind of forgot about that. I'll put it somewhere in my top 10, 15 or whatever. But I do want to say a quick thing about that. I think it's very clever what they're doing because some like minor plot leaks are kind of what's happening behind the scenes is that they're going to use kind of Warner Brothers like villains or whatever in this movie as like the
Mhm.
main villains, which I think is hilarious. Like I saw something like a picture of Pennywise. I think
No.
Pennywise might be a basketball player.
Yo, that'd be hilarious. Yeah, because
Pennywise
it
and
it
yeah,
is Warner Brothers.
yeah,
They yeah, that'd be hilarious, bro.
that would be hilarious if they were able to do that. But so my number 4 is Black Widow.
Okay.
Um, I just I I think we all know what happens now. We all seen Endgame, so it's kind of
Right, because
it's
it's supposed to happen
it's slightly
before the
frustrating.
events of Endgame.
Yeah, it's slightly frustrating because you know what happens to Black Widow,
Uh-huh.
but the whole thing that kind of pieces it together for me is like I'm just still super excited. The trailers got me super excited for it. It's like a spy thriller, and like the action seem really good. The other characters in it look really cool. The actors and actresses are great. Um,
David
we know
Harbour
we're
looks great as
yeah
Taskmaster.
we know Hopper's still in Russia.
Yes.
So I'm really excited for this. It's taken a long time for this to come out, but Taskmaster, who's the villain, looks really cool.
Hmm.
I think they did a really good job with just the set design and stuff like that. So I am excited for Black Widow. All right.
All right. My number 4 most anticipated movie of 2021 is Top Gun Maverick. Another movie that was supposed to come out in 2020. The original Top Gun is a classic. Now, I want to say I was probably in like the 8th grade when I watched it for the first time. Obviously, it's a classic that our parents' generation grew up with. Um, Tom Cruise's first really like big break. Like I'm pretty sure The Outsiders was before this. But Top Gun was when he was top of the top. But as most people, I thought the trailer, like as most people are, anticipating it. I'm highly anticipating it. I thought the trailer was fantastic. There's been like 2 or 3 that have come out, and it seems like a very interesting story, and a good way to bring them back that makes sense. It's not doesn't seem too forced. So, Top Gun Maverick is my number 4 most anticipated movie of the year.
That is my number 3.
Okay.
So Joe, you did a good job at explaining it. So there's not much more I need to say about it. I'm just excited to see him back in that
Yeah.
role. So,
All right.
what's number 2
No, my number
or
3.
your number 3? Yeah, your number
My
3.
number 3 is Coming to America. I know that not a lot of people are going to have this that high. However, I love the first Coming to America movie. Like you mentioned that you really love it. Such a great movie. As I'm talking, I'm looking at my Prince Akeem Funko Pop that I have. And Eddie Murphy has honestly been killing it over the past couple of years. He's kind of made a comeback. There's a movie that I still haven't watched that I heard was fantastic from 2019. Dolomite, that movie he was in. I heard that movie was great. And he's been popping up more. And I feel like knowing Eddie Murphy, because he was out of the spotlight for so many years, he'd only come back if it was to do Coming to America, because it's such a beloved movie, to do a sequel to it. And by the way, when I say Coming to America, I'm talking about this one, because this one like literally is called Coming to the Number America,
Mhm.
which I think is
So
actually pretty.
clever.
No, I think it's great. It's not
They've
that
done that
clever,
with
but it's
they've
great.
done that with a lot of movies.
Right. Oh, they definitely have, but it's great. I'm a big fan of when they do that. But I think Eddie would only come back if it was a great script and a great movie. And so I have high hopes for it. The first trailer I really enjoyed. They're also adding Tracy Morgan, Rick Ross. Like they're adding some interesting people in the cast. So Coming to America comes out in March. I am stoked to watch it. And that is my number 3 most anticipated movie of the year. Mo, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is No Time to Die.
Woo! Go ahead now.
I'm a huge Bond fan. My dad is a massive Bond fan as well, so this is probably his top 3 most anticipated as well. But man, Daniel Craig just does an amazing job in this role. I think he's one of the better James Bonds. And I'm not just saying that because that's kind of been the James Bond that I've grown up with more,
Mhm.
but I really do think he's done a good job. I've seen pretty much I think most of the other James Bond movies, but this one just looks so good.
Mhm.
I don't know, the action seems great. The other kind of plot twist that I can kind of see coming or can't see coming kind of look really good. The other 007s, the other agents in it, they just seem really cool, and I'm really intrigued. I don't know too like other than what the trailers have showed. I
But the
don't really
trailers
know too
haven't
much
said
going
much of
into
it
it.
or haven't given away much of
Yeah.
anything. That's what's
So
been
like
interesting about it.
I'm really excited for it. So
Yeah. All right. My number 2 most anticipated movie is Dune. This might be surprising to some. You didn't mention any honorable mentions, but it's okay. We have slightly different tastes when it comes. We have mostly the same.
yeah.
But I'm really excited for Dune. This is a story that actually inspired Star Wars. It's a classic sci-fi novel. There's a '80s version like movie of it that is kind of like mid-tier from what I've heard. Did you forget something else? You just threw your hands up.
I just got Dune. I don't know why I
Oh,
forgot
okay,
Dune.
okay. So you
Well,
are
not
excited
because
for it too.
yeah, I'm super excited for Dune. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I was scrolling through movies for 2021
Yeah,
again, and I was
you're
just like,
good.
"You're kidding me."
You're good. Yeah, but Dune, it's a classic sci-fi novel, like I was saying. The '80s movie, it's kind of like mixed bag of reviews and thoughts, and I do want to watch it though, just to watch it and get familiar with the story a little bit more before I see this new one. I also thought
Sure.
about reading the book at one point, honestly, and getting a like an audiobook version of it because I don't read physical books like that, but I can do audiobooks a lot smoother. So I'm thinking about getting the audiobook because it's a classic and it's one of the stories that helped inspire Star Wars as well. One of the inspirations they took whenever they were writing the original Star Wars movies. So I am stoked for Dune. I think this movie could be great. It's got the director of Blade Runner 2049, Dennis. I'm drawing a blank on how to say his name, but Dennis V is directed it, and I think it's going to be a beautiful looking movie. I think it's going to be very interesting, sci-fi, and it's coming in at my number 2, Dune. Mosho, your number 1 most
Okay.
anticipated movie of the year. Let me hold on. Your number 1 most anticipated movie of the year is
Suicide Squad.
wow.
So,
oh my
This might
God.
this might come as a shock to some people, but if you really do
It comes
know
to
me,
a shock. It comes as a shock to me. That's
wow,
crazy. You're
that's
number 1.
yes, and
Tell me why.
I really do hope it comes out in 2021. I think it will late in the year. But the reason it's
Personally,
number
I think
one
it's going to get pushed back, but
for
continue.
so many reasons why I am so highly anticipating this movie is first off, James Gunn is directing it, and what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy was absolutely amazing. I just didn't expect it, and I think this was perfect for him to direct. And I'm glad he's taken over for the Suicide Squad, and I think he's got a great cast. I'm excited to see. I think Taika Waititi is going to be playing the shark, which would be hilarious, voicing the shark,
Has that been
which is one of
confirmed?
the characters. I don't think it's confirmed, but I think
But
that's gonna
everyone
be,
kind of knows or thinks
I
that's
kind
going
of
to be.
think that that's going to be him.
Taika Waititi
And-
is hilarious.
And I think it's going to be funny. I think they said officially it's going to be. I think it's going to be rated R. So not
James
necessarily
Gunn's going to
the
go crazy
family
with the
movie,
humor
but
if it's rated R.
knowing that it's rated R, he's gonna go crazy.
I feel like it's going to
And-
be kind of their DC's version of Deadpool.
Deadpool, I know.
I mean,
And
granted,
I'm
like
just-
Birds of Prey had some of Deadpool-esque humor, but it didn't
Yeah.
hit. It didn't
It
hit
was-
the same way
it's
Deadpool hit with
because-
Marvel fans.
yeah, that's because Harley Quinn's humor is more of like, I don't know how you'd say it, but she's very like quirky,
Yeah,
Like,
quirky. Yeah,
she's-
no, that's a good way to
she's-
put it.
Jokerish, obviously.
Yeah. Which
but
by-
as the female character.
By the way, sidebar: Birds of Prey, good movie. If you haven't
Mhm.
heard our year interview, go listen to it. I think that was in both of our top 10s or at least honorable mentions. But continue.
I'm just like You got John Cena in his role. He's a funny actor to watch. And then you got these heroes that you've kind of seen throughout the DC, but you've kind of never seen him in the spotlight before, like Polka Dot Man. Like you got some
I haven't even
heroes that
heard of some of these, to be honest, until that I first saw the trailer. But it looks
yeah,
cool.
and
It looks cool. I'm
but
down with it.
because you see like if you've seen the Lego Batman movie, you've seen all these heroes, and I did not think they were real. Um,
But
but like
there's comics where they're
yeah,
a part of it.
there literally is. So it's crazy. So I'm excited to see a lot of good actors, and I think the action scenes will be good, and I think there'll be a ton of good humor into it. And I think the reason I have it so high up is because it reminds me so much of Guardians of the Galaxy, and since James Gunn's directing it, I'm super excited for it.
And if you don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy is one of Elliot's favorite movies ever. And honestly, you're the most diehard Guardians fan I know. I'm a big fan of the first film and the second one. Um, I like the first one a little bit better, but they're both good. They're both good. All right, my number one most anticipated movie of the year, by a mile, for me, by a mile, is No Time to Die. Man, I've been wanting to see this freaking movie ever since I saw its first trailer, and each teaser, anything, has just took my anticipation so high. And it's one of those things where I feel like the trailer has been perfect in that it has gotten you excited. There's been some great looking action shots, um, some great cinematography, but it gives you the amazing just Bond moments that you want, but it doesn't give away a ton about the plot. So I think in that way it's been a perfect rollout for the movie and multiple perfectly executed trailers. And I just, man, I'll be honest, I'm not a diehard Bond fan like a lot of people are. I've seen a good chunk of the films, like you said, but this one just seems like it's going to be special. Like pretty much all the Craig ones have been solid, except I did not like the last one. What was the last one against? Oh, Spectre was such a disappointment.
But
Skyfall was fantastic.
Especially
Skyfall
before that
was
was really
fantastic.
good, and Casino Royale was
Yeah.
really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is gonna be a special Bond movie and a special movie moment for movie fans. So No Time to Die is easily coming in at my number one.